folks out there. My name is Sebastian Siebert. I own Sebastian Siebert Supplements, SebastianSiebertSupplements.com, and I produce this product. And there is no other product like this in the world. It is the #1 probiotic product in existence because it heals the entire gut and it creates the optimal environment for all the hundreds of thousands of different bacteria in your gut. This product rehabilitates your entire gut, and you can get it, you can go online on SebastianSiebertSupplements.com and find a distributor near you.
Welcome to another episode of Revelation. My name is Kapi Diangou. Don't forget to subscribe into our channel and hit the bell notification for next episodes. I'm having again Sebastian Siebert for another episode, and he's taking us to another chapter of his life where he will talk about the science, how it has transformed lives. The floor is yours, Sebastian.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Cappy. This is such an important thing for me to share because it is as much as life-changing as some of the other events that have happened. This particular aspect of my life continues to positively influence hundreds of thousands of people. It's just been an absolute miracle. And you know what? When I was paralyzed and I couldn't get around, I couldn't do stuff. What I could do is I was gearing my head up, and I could study, and I could get stuff in. So I started reading about everything I could about nutrition and about health and about herbs and about different healing methodologies and everything I could, because I was desperate. I was switched off, I couldn't get around. I would look like...
You were brain damaged.
Yeah, I was brain damaged. I would look like I was, when I tried to walk around, I'd be dragging my leg and my arm would be folded. I'd look like I was auditioning for the role of Igor in a Frankenstein movie, and so I had to make some changes, and I came across a miracle because the more I studied, the more I got into health and the more I got into nutrition. It's okay, where does the nutrition go? Where does it start? And what is it? Okay, so how do we pick our food? Okay, that's one aspect. When we eat it, what happens to it? What do we get out of it? Now, what is amazing is we have this incredible body. And the two things that happened in my recovery, number one was an understanding of how the subconscious brain works. Because the subconscious brain can't think future or past. It always thinks present. It's always in the present. And whereas your conscious mind will process maybe 2 million bits of information a day, your subconscious mind will process 3 trillion pieces of information every hour, which is a staggering amount. If you walk out in the sun and your Irish thinks, that's by command. It's not just automatic. It doesn't just automatically happen. It's by command from the subconscious. And you take in your food. So you've got all these complex foods going in. Then the hippocampus sorts out all these proteins and breaks them down.
How did you call it?
The hippocampus. It's part of the brain, and it regulates a lot of the functions of the body, and so it breaks down all the proteins you've eaten into different types of proteins, and they are the messengers that do the construction and do whatever is required in our body. But along that route, I found that the most important organ that we have in our body in this whole chain is not the hippocampus, not the brain. I was so surprised. It's the gut. And then I started investigating the gut, and I found out that there are 200 million brain type cells in the gut. So your gut thinks.
Compared to the human brain.
The human brain's got trillions and trillions.
Trillions, okay.
Yeah, but the gut has got a chunk of them, and so it's enough to make some decisions. So when you feel it in your gut, 9 times out of 10, it's right. It's never wrong. And so, but in learning the part of the gut that works the most, in all of that we have our microbia, and our microbia make up everything. They are 90% of the body mass of the world are microbes. When you go to the bathroom, 78% of what you pass is microbes. It's not food. It's only a small amount is the leftover of the food. And so it's like the microbes are flourishing in our gut, and they're very territorial. This one has this space, this one has that space. But then I found a microbe. I found several microbes that the rest of the gut don't fight. They fiercely contest stuff going through, but there are five that the gut assimilates and doesn't fight, because they produce the optimal environment for all the hundreds of thousands of species of gut bacteria that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened with this is I started isolating these. I started working with a microbiologist, and I got some spore probiotic from overseas to try and to test. And lo and behold, it was just amazing, the results that it was having. And I started putting together this product called Flourish. Now, my mom, when she started on the probiotic, she had early onset dementia. 10 days later, she phoned me to say, "Love, I can remember what it feels like to remember again." That was after 10 days,
Mm-hmm.
And then she had diverticulitis,
Mm-hmm.
she had irritable bowel syndrome, she was on adult nappies, and it cleared up. Her whole gut cleared
In
up
10 days.
inside a month.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, okay, I'm really onto something. So I started, and I was working now. I was working in the labs. I was working with the microbiologist. I was working with the drying and the separating and the making of spores. Now, what happens is bacteria are delicate, but when you put them under some kind of natural pressure, threaten them, they form a spore. They form a hard shell on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and you've got several bacteria that do that. Now, once it's formed a spore, you can heat that up to 250 degrees. It won't break down.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found these 5 bacteria that are spore producing, that go straight through the gut, through the stomach. They're a very harsh environment. I mean, if you're going to buy a probiotic and
Yes.
it's got to be kept refrigerated,
Mm-hmm.
throw it away. It's worth nothing, because it can't survive the gastric passage.
Why so?
Whereas the spore
Mm-hmm.
will survive everything you throw at it. You can heat it up to 250 degrees. It'll go through the most acidic stage of your stomach. It goes through no problem. And then we incorporated this into one product, and we called it Flourish.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened is,
Mm-hmm.
I produced this product called Flourish,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got the 5.
This is you coming out from the coma, from 5 years in a coma.
This was from, I was in a coma for 5 weeks. I was
For
5
weeks.
months paralyzed,
Okay.
and 5 years paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during that time that
Okay.
I developed this product called Flourish. And so the more research I did on these spore bacteria, the more convinced I was that this is what it is. So I converted, and I was doing a lot of research and development with a microbiologist, and I was putting all my effort into it, and I was putting all my money into it. And so by the time, and it was based on a business plan. Somebody promised me. They said, if you produce this,
Mm-hmm.
we will take 1,000 units a month. And so my business plan was based on that. And then the week before I went live, they cancelled the order on me. So now I had huge debt. I had all of this product.
Did they tell you why they canceled?
They just changed their mind. They just
Mm-hmm.
cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they went through a divorce, and it was a husband and wife business. But so what I did is I had all this stuff. So I started knocking on doors of health shops. And the first month I made 15,000 Rand in sales, which is nothing. I had this massive debt. I mean, there's like 4 to 5 million Rand there, and it's like, and then what happened is, the next month,
Mm-hmm.
knocking on doors every day, getting up and going and knocking on doors, 15,000 Rand. The third month, same thing, knocking on doors, different health stores, new product, visiting 2 or 3 of them again and again and again, being persistent. 15,000 rand.
Were you passionate about doing
Yeah,
that?
no, of course. I believed in the product. I was
Yes.
telling him what happened to my mom, what happened to my friends that I put on it. They said, Sebastian, this stuff is amazing. For people with irritable bowel syndrome, which is like now probably 3 in 10 women, you find that you can go on a diet for 10 weeks. A doctor will put you on a diet and it'll sort it out. You go on the Flourish and there's something called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is called SIBO, which a lot of people suffer from, where you've got good bacteria in the wrong place. They've gone into the small intestine.
Okay.
And what happens with this, there's a bacillus in there called Bacillus subtilis, and it stops there, and then it produces 13 natural antibiotics, and it wipes out that infestation, and then it continues going through the gut. And so it produces the optimum environment. So you get, in 28 days, you get a 50% increase in your microbial diversity in your gut. It closes leaky gut syndrome, which is the source of all of your of all of your allergies. It closes that down by 70% in the first month, and so what happened is I got onto month number 4, and the results had started coming back in. So all of a sudden my sales tripled, and then the next month they tripled again. So this is
still going doors to doors.
Yeah, I'm still going door to door, but I mean, it's the results are coming in, and people are telling their friends about it, and the sales are tripling. The next month they tripled again. The next month they tripled again. The microbiologist said, "Listen, we're struggling to keep up now, And then the next month they more than doubled, and the next month they doubled again. And so all of a sudden, my product had got itself established. And now I mixed that with another product called fulvic acid. Now, fulvic acid is nature's alchemist. So what happens is I had a lot of aluminium poisoning. We've all got aluminium poisoning in our system. It's heavy metal toxicity. If you bake
how does it build in our body?
Sorry?
How does it build up in our body?
It builds up in your body because your body has got no way of excreting it, and it's toxic. And so if you bake a potato in aluminium foil, you'll add 1,500 milligrams of aluminium into your system. You get from eating lots of sushi, you can get mercury poisoning, and you get radiation poisoning for how much time you spend in front of a screen. Now, when you get onto the fulvic acid, it cleans out all of your heavy metals, and it also does a couple of things that nothing else does. It takes 70 times its molecular volume of nutrients and carries them, transports them into the cell, and then it gathers 70 times its molecular mass of toxins and takes them back out of your cell to be excreted. And so the two products together are absolutely indispensable. So the Flourish comes with the spores are put in the fulvic acid, but I recommend people also take additional fulvic acid because you can't overdose on either of these items. There's no downside. The side to your health. I mean, I had a lady send me a letter saying, you were sent by Jesus because my little Yorkies had irritable bowel syndrome and they were shitting all over the carpets, and my husband wanted to shoot them, and now they're fine. And she said, and they're cured, and it's for the mammalian gut. Those microbes belong in the gut. The chicken and egg, what came first, the chicken or the egg? It's the same with this. Which came first, the gut or the microbes? Because those microbes are what is called endemic to the human gut. Those 5 microbes belong in the human gut. They organize and orchestrate and sort out and heal the gut from one side to the other. And that affects your mind, your mentality. It lowers the Flourish lowers your inflammation in
Mm-hmm.
your joints. People call me. I've got one doctor who puts out 40 a month just for his patients with arthritis. I've got the number one gynecologist in South Africa, Dr. Johnny Constantinides,
Mm.
gives it to every single one of his pregnant women and every single one of the breastfeeding moms. And he said, if you've got a colicky baby, he
Mm-hmm.
says, give the mother,
Even a baby.
you can even give it to the baby, but the mother gives it out through a breast milk. So if you've got a colicky baby, she'll either get it from the mother's breast milk, or you can sprinkle a little bit and let it suck it off your finger and everything else, and it goes to work, and it sorts out colicky babies. I mean, it's just the most incredible product, on the marketplace. There's nothing to beat it. I'm going to take that off to the USA as well, because it's the number one product in the world as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing that comes close to
Mm-hmm.
what this does. There's thousands of other microbes, and you can eat like food that has been fermented and all the rest of it, like
Yeah, like
kimchi and that.
cheese. Okay.
Yeah, but this with that will force multiply each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always good to eat fermented foods and natural foods, but if you can't get fermented foods and all the rest of it, this will do the job. It'll sort you out from one end to the other. I mean, from arthritis, it stimulates the vagus nerve, so even circulation in your extremities
Mm-hmm.
increases.
Okay.
Um, and it's not just all hearsay. I now have 3 million euros of peer-reviewed studies which are available on the website
Mm-hmm.
to support every single one of the claims I've just made. It is researched, it's solid, and you can't overdose on it. It's the healthiest change you can make to your life. I've had a mom come and take it, and
Mm-hmm.
then she's coming the next week to buy it for the whole family, and the whole family are on it for life. They just say, this is great. Some months they can't afford to be on it, they leave it for a month or two, then they're back on it. And the sales have just continued to increase. It's been a very rewarding experience, because I'm doing some good. I'm making
Yes.
a difference to the lives of people with my product. I'm not just making money,
Yes.
and I've been making a lot of money from that product, but that's not what motivates me. It's changing the lives of people.
People. So tell me, is it easy to access
It
to
is. You
this
have
product?
to. What happens is, we had an agreement that we wouldn't sell direct,
Mm-hmm.
and so you can go on the website sebastiansiebertsupplements.com,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a list of distributors there,
Okay.
and it lists all the distributors in
Mm-hmm.
Gauteng and Cape Town
Okay.
and everything else, and you can get it. If you're in a position where you're way out where, then
Mm-hmm.
there's no way. I mean, we've even got it all the way up to Saldanha Bay and all the rest of it. But you can you can even if you want to, you can go on and you can say, right, I want to order a batch, but I've got no distributor here. So we say, why don't you take 11 and we'll let you have them at cost and start distributing.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they take 11,
Mm-hmm.
and
Why 11?
11 is our break even on our transportation and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 11 units. It's like we give you at the dealer cost.
Oh, okay. Okay. And if I understand properly, is it a supplement that you need continuously to take it,
Yeah,
or
you
is
you
once off then you feel better?
no, because you're okay. Here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Our guts are under continuous attack.
Yes.
We have sugar, we have artificial sweeteners, which are terrible for the gut. They are all toxic. Every single artificial sweetener is terribly toxic to the gut. And we have preservatives in our food, and we have all sorts of other stuff always attacking the gut. And so we need to keep on defending the gut. So I tell
Mm,
people, you just keep taking it.
keep
You know.
on take it. Were there any unexpected discovery during the development?
The development that a lot of people said was like, it was coming back that brain fog was disappearing. A lot of the ones that came back were people who said they sprinkled a little bit into their horse stuff, because when they are taking the horse in the horse box, they tend to get diarrhea. And if they sprinkle a few capsules of this, the horses don't get diarrhea, And so for all mammals, it's really good. So I mean, I'd like to bring out a veterinary brand of it, but that's a whole exercise all in itself to do that, to rebrand and to do that. But we'll see.
You say that you're taking it to America, so is it a local product so
Yeah,
far?
no, it's manufactured here. It's grown here. Everything is it's 100% South African. And I've got about 10,000 clients. I've probably had 200,000 people take the product, and we've got a good turnover of regular clients, who swear by it. And occasionally one will mouth off to a friend of hers, or hear a friend's got IBS and say, just take this, and they take it, and it's like magic.
What inspired you the most to focus on this research?
Because the gut is the center of your health, and it's the center of your mental health as well. And for me, that was very important. The brain fog in my head lifted when I started taking the Flourish. I had much more clarity of vision. I had much more motivation. I had much more energy.
Oh, you took it yourself?
Oh yeah, no, I live on that stuff. It's like you take 2 of those a day. I take 6 of them a day. It's like
6.
It's like it's like it's 2 a day is more than sufficient. But you know what? I think more is maybe better. So I just do that anyway.
So it has no side effects if you take
There's
6?
no side effects, nothing at all. Yeah. Okay. No negative effects whatsoever. Oh yeah, okay. So when you start taking it, your gut can. When was the last time you took a probiotic? You could feel it start moving. I mean, I've had people say, "Look, I've been on it for 3 days. I've got such bad diarrhea. Do I stop?" I say, "No, you keep on going," because when I started, when I got my original first batch back, I was waiting for the DNA testing to come back. But I had some, so I started taking it, and my stomach started running and running and running for nearly a month. And what happened is, in the same week, the DNA came back to say it's spot on, because I thought maybe it was contaminated. It's spot on, and my gut settled. And what had happened is it wiped out. I had a candida overgrowth. It wiped out the candida overgrowth. We need candida. You can't do without it, because it's one of the 3 microbes that produces serotonin. So we need candida, but too much candida is the problem, and too much sugar leads to too much candida. So that will basically fight and throw out candida. So you can get a bit of diarrhea sometimes from while it's flushing. I also had a fungal infection, which
Still in
was
the gut.
which was fumigatus. I can't remember what it was, the scientific name, um, but it was potentially a fatal one. Because when I was in hospital, I had massive amounts of antibiotics when I was ill, so my whole gut had to be restored, and the flourishes restored my entire gut.
Are you thinking of inventing another supplement after those 2?
You know what? I'm going to stick with those 2. I'm just going to wait and see where life takes me.
Why not, Sebastian?
Because it takes a lot of energy.
Is it? Okay.
It's to launch a product, even to change a label, is hours and hours and hours of backwards and forwards just to change. If I had to just put a proudly South African badge in it, it's hours of backwards and forwards and redesign and whatever. And so right now, what I need is I just want a bit of a break from it. So I'm going to go overseas. I'm going to travel, and I'm just going to go walk about, build up my energy, and then come back, and then I'm probably going to take their product and go to America and start manufacturing there as well.
So you say it took you 5 years to build this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's required maybe another 5 years to build something else.
No, you've got a pattern to follow. It's like, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. For me to move this and start it in the USA, I've just got to take my microbiologist over with. I've got to buy some biogenerators. I've got to find some warehousing and everything else, and packaging components. I could set it up in 3 to 4 months. You know,
If you will not produce supplements, what else you will do?
I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd become a minister, I think. You know, I'd tell people the good news, which I do anyway. You know, um, I really would. I would. I would. If I had one other thing, if I had to start a YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
I'd call it Sebastian Says, and it would be a word orientated, mainly to undo the fundamentalism that has crept in, which has corrupted so much of the word that is out there. I mean, these people who say, "Yeah, you got to give to believe," and they've got 3 jets, and now now I'm believing God for another jet, and you need to help me and send your money in, and God's going to work a miracle in your life if you send me your money. It's craziness, what is going on in within the Christian enclaves. I mean, if you think about it, that's everything that your ego wants: money, position, power, comfort, um, domination. I mean, and this is what is being preached, and I don't like it. Christ walked a walk of humility. He was never short of funds, because Judas was the guy who carried the bag of the money, to give to the poor.
Mm-hmm.
And because when he went out, they thought he was going to go visit the poor to distribute the funds. So they were never short of funds and finances, and he was never anti-finance. So I say that the definition of abundance is having more than enough. In fact, that's the word abundance means to have a loaded camel.
Do you think that there is danger to give?
Danger to give what?
Just to give, just to understand, is it any danger if people give?
No, I think giving is part of it. Giving,
Mm-hmm.
the secret to living is giving.
Yes.
We're here to give. We're not here for ourselves. Actually, we're
Mm-hmm.
here for everybody else. I was once wondering. I was saying to God, what am I supposed to do? And I went to watch this movie called Django, which was the animated version. And there was this part where this Clint Eastwood lookalike
The
animation.
old Django.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I pointed it to the screen,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "You don't get it, do you?" And I felt my hair standing up on end. He said, "It's not about you; it's about everybody else." And it was like, okay, message received. So that's, I mean, I can sound a little evangelical when I get onto that trip, but the thing is, yeah, the product's unbeatable. They're unbeatable. It's not going to happen.
Do you think that the public better understand how to support the gut health?
This will lead them into investigating more. And the website has got a lot of Facebook blogs on how it all works and how it fits together. You can get lost in that website for 12 hours.
Repeat it again, that website.
The website is
Mm.
under Sebastian Siebert Supplements.com.
Okay.
www.sebastiansiebertsupplements.com.
Okay.
And there, I mean, there's thousands of hours of reading material there.
What's come next for you?
You know what? Now I'm taking a break. I'm going to go walk about, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm probably going to take my product, set it up in the USA, and we'll see what comes along the way. I'm open now. I'm saying, okay, here I am. Let's see what life presents to me, and that's the attitude we should all have when we get up. Let's just see what life presents. Instead of driving at this or aiming at that or pushing for this, let's just see what life presents.
If I can ask you, what is your greatest wish in the world?
Greatest wish in the world, a difficult one.
One among many, maybe.
It's the people receive a revelation of the fullness of how valuable life is. Every person. Because once they've got that, they will wish no harm on anybody else.
You're saying that because of what you experienced in the past?
That, and because that's what I believe. It's like if people get a full revelation of the value of life and what it's really about, and the beauty and the appreciation, and looking at a tree and saying, wow, that is incredible. It's to my greatest wish is that more people would live in an attitude of gratitude. Instead of finding reasons to complain and moan and whine, is to find an attitude of gratitude and live by that.
Do you ever regret?
Of course. But the regrets are part of my soul. The regrets are part of the thing that I need to get rid of, because I can't change them. They're in the past. I've hurt a lot of people in the past. I can't change that. So don't allow your soul now to drag you into the darkness. It's like, hey, you know what? I've been forgiven for all of that stuff. When God looks at me, he doesn't see any of that stuff anymore. So if I am looking and hanging on to my regrets, it's an act of anti-faith. It's anti what I've been taught and in the Word.
Let's get into this game. If you were a fruit, what you will be?
If
you were a fruit, what you will be and why?
If I was a fruit,
yes,
probably an avocado pear.
Why?
Because it's got so much benefit. And an avocado pear combined with a coconut. That's what I'd be.
Okay. If you were an object?
If I was an object,
it's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one. I'll probably be a hammer, because there's so many applications to a hammer.
Is it? And what is something that you always bring with you everywhere you go?
I bring the sum total of everything that has happened to me into every conversation that I have with people. I mean, when I travel overseas, I can just go and mix with people, and I've made 15, 20 friends. It's like I bring something, and that is the secret of it. It's bring something to the party. Don't just come to take something from put more on the table than you take off the table.
Sebastian, thank you very much for sharing this
welcome,
chapter of your life.